Hello, Ty Law.
Good morning, everybody. Good to be back in the studio with y'all. Been gone for a couple weeks, so good to be back.
Speaking of being gone, I was watching you on the Instagram and saw you this weekend with your uncle, Tony Dorsett.
Yes. It's always good to see him. That was my inspiration growing up, trying to chase that man and be as great as he was. Of course, there can only be one Tony Dorsett, so I had to go to the defensive side of the ball, but we're both in the Hall of Fame now. So
that's pretty cool. The man looks like he could play tomorrow. If necessary.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
he's full of energy, man. Full of life. We still have some things you're dealing with. With the head now. It's pretty public. What he deals with the CTE situation.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
It's bad. He was one of the first ones that
really
started this whole thing. You know what I mean? So he still has this struggles at times with that. But when you're sitting there talking to him, if he knows you, it's like it's him. But you just have. It's up and down, man.
I think I also saw you at that show with the great Manny Ramirez.
Yes, Manny is.
Manny was there as well.
Yeah, and Manny wasn't being Manny. Manny was being cool. You know what I mean? But hey, I wish I would see Manny more coming back to New England. That's why I asked you. He don't come back as much, but every time we see each other, it's all love. Yeah.
You got to see Wiggy at spring training when he sees Manny. Wiggy's a different person when he sees Manny.
Manny is, and his kid is actually in the Red Sox. I believe the Red Sox organization, him and Big Papi. So I'm always following him on social media, but he teaches them to hit and everything. And we had Veritek talking about how great of a hitter Manny.
Well, Manny said last week, I think, that he would like to be a hitting coach in Major League Baseball. So
I would listen. If I was a manager of a team, I would definitely have him.
Why wouldn't you do that? Why wouldn't Boston bring him back up here if that's what he wanted to do? I mean, he doesn't live far from me down in Florida.
He'd be free because they're still paying him, I think.
That'd be one guy. They talk about him as a hitter. Manny's Manny, but they actually talked about the way he teaches people how to hit when he played. He would be a really good hitting coach. He seems like.
You brought up CTE, so might as well ask about Drake Maye. Seemed like he may have been concussed again on Sunday. Are you concerned when it comes to the way he? I mean, listen, phenomenal player. I think you listen to Boomer or whoever, and Boomer is talking about how you found your quarterback for the next 10 years. Is there a concern with him the way he plays? That the only thing that's going to get in the way of 10 years of glory is a serious injury for Drake Maye?
I mean, but you got to love it. That's why we love Drake Maye, the way he plays the game. Of course, because he's a quarterback, you don't want to see those hits and, they're sliding. The league tries to protect the quarterback so much that they can somewhat take away from the game. But I love the way he plays. In football, it's inevitable. You're going to get hit. Sometime you can get hurt, but we're going to be successful here in New England on how he plays.
But you can diminish the risk. Like Patrick Mahomes, I think, does a great job.
Yeah, I think he does a good job of protecting himself. He doesn't run like Josh Allen. He's
not trying to run through guys.
But he doesn't always slide, though. Sometimes
he doesn't always slide.
But he has to work on that. And
can you prevent the head snap, though?
No,
there's got to be a way to.
No, because
that's what happened to Mike Evans last night.
You can't do nothing about that.
You're not going to be able to stop that.
It's like when you get in this position, and Ty knows as a tackler, right? If he gets me and the first thing that's going to hit is like my butt in my back, it's inevitable for me to have the back of my head, smack off the turf, because just by the way I'm falling and the defender tackles me, there's nothing you could do about that. You try your best to, fall forward. But sometimes you get caught where they're taking you down, and you're going.
You think after what happened on Sunday, and I really I feel like he definitely was shaking his head. Like he was dealing with something. Let's be honest. Don't you think that it's incumbent upon Mike Vrabel, Josh McDaniels, or whatever to work with him on that? When it comes to sliding more often.
But remember, in the beginning of the season, when
getting out of bounds, whatever.
Or giving one of them big ass Gazoo helmets they're putting on the helmets.
The
now?
Guardian helmet.
Is that not the most hilarious stuff you ever see? Though, come on, man. Where are we going with it? But if that's what they're doing now, give him one of them. I don't understand it, man. That is the ugliest thing ever.
Ty, at the beginning of the season, and Courtney will tell you this, people were criticizing him for sliding too early and playing a little bit hesitant.
Nervous.
Yeah, when it came to his running. So I think there's a good line between, all right, when you get out there and you get 8, 9, 10 yards, don't fight for that extra yard. Dive, slide, and he's starting to get better at that.
You know what? I think that slide thing with the quarterback, they're sliding like you can fake slide and all that stuff. I mean, that is a weapon in itself. You know what I mean? That's damn near like the tush push because guys are hesitant to go hit the quarterback because they're going to slide.
Well,
so I mean, you got to use that to your advantage.
Mahomes takes advantage of it when you think he's going to run out of bounds and he gets another 2, 3, 5 yards, whatever.
Doug Flutie used to do the same thing. He act like he's running out of bounds, and then he'll cut back in and try to get those extra yards and stuff. But, you know, how they're trying to protect the quarterback and is putting you at a disadvantage as a defense. So guess what? Drake may use it. You know, you can slide a little bit later because if they hit you on the slide, you know, it's going to be 15 more yards.
Yeah, but then you got to be careful because then you get your bell rung like Justin Fields.
Or that guy in the Florida State game.
Yeah, because he kind of slided late, and so a guy's coming in there to hit, and he slides late, and boom, cracked him right in the dome, and he was done for the day. So you got to – we remember we saw that with Trevor Lawrence?
Yep.
And I was like, the quarterback should say, like, if I don't stop my slide early 3, 4 yards away from a defender, then I'm fair game.
This Patriots team, 4th win in a row, 5-2, first place. What's the most surprising part of it to you?
How much they're playing as a team. You know, you're not just dependent on the quarterback. You're not just dependent on one particular receiver to make the big plays. Defensively, you never know who's going to come up with the interception or the sack. So I think they're playing, you know, team football, and that's what's making them successful right now.
Do you think that Ramondre Stevenson turned a corner in this one? No fumbles. It seemed like they went to him over and over again.
Yeah, he turned the corner, but you can't help but every time he get the ball, you got to hold your breath a little bit. Like, okay, Ramondre, there you go. And then every time you get the ball again, because the more times you give him the ball, the more likely that he'll give it back because that's been his history. But I'm glad that Vrabel is giving him another opportunity because he can run. Mm-hmm. I love the way he runs, but when you give the ball up as much as he has over the last few years, I mean, how dependable is he? He's going to have to earn that. You know what I mean? So he's a damn good running back when he doesn't give the ball back to the other team.
The one area that they seem to, it's not like an over struggle, but they struggle, and obviously we'll talk. You know the best is their pass defense. I feel like I don't know what it is.
I was trying not to go there and be hard on my guys because they say you're always criticizing the DBs, but they give up too many big plays, and I don't think they play enough tight coverage. I don't know if it's the defensive coordinator calling whatever defense they're calling, or it's just guys not willing to step up and challenge them at the line of scrimmage. You know what I mean? Because just because you call, let's say if you call, a man coverage, go up and play bump and run. Why are you always playing off? You know what I mean? Sometimes if it's cover 3, you got the deep part of the field, go up there and press bail. You know what I mean? Start up. Make them think that you're challenging them, and I don't think that they're doing that enough as far as challenging the receivers on the outside.
I mean, they do start slow, and they do give up points oftentimes on that first drive. And that is, I think, and Mike Vrabel talks about it, it was an issue Sunday. They come right out and they put up 3 on you.
And as an offense, you script your first drive. But even, what was that, Shime, the receiver's name?
Well, no, it doesn't matter to me what the offense, whether they're scripted or not. You got to stop.
I've
been talking about the defense.
And Vrabel knows that. He knows just being on the type of defenses that he's been a part of, that we challenged you on the outside. In the inside, the receivers got challenged all the time. Put some hands on their ass.
No, I'm saying, Greg, from Tennessee's standpoint, they come out with their scripted plays, and they know kind of what so sometimes the defense is kind of like, all right, what are they going to try to do on that first drive? Because it's scripted for them. My issue was I think it was the touchdown play. It looked like they were in man free, and the guy ran an over route and from an inside position, and the DB was like nowhere to be found.
Right, and that is the hardest thing. If you got a fast receiver, you're chasing him across the field. He's basically going to the opposite pylon. What was the free safety doing right there? What was you reading? You see a guy crossing your face. So that was totally on the free safety's fault because they were playing man free. So the cornerback was actually doing his job, playing, high and on, the outside. You're funneling him to the safety. So the safety blew that one, but most people wouldn't know that because you're seeing the cornerback chasing him.
Right.
But no, he was doing his job, and the safety messed that up for everybody, and that's how they got that lack of communication in the secondary is what's hurting the Patriots overall as far as the defense right now. They're going to have to, when they play better teams and when you play in those tight games, when you play in tighter games, you're going to have to be able to communicate and not give up those big plays.
Well, they're going to face a better defense with the Browns next. How do you think that the offense will fare against them?
I mean, the Browns, they stink.
Let's just call it
what it is. Their defense is pretty good, but their offense, they're not going to put any points on the board. So I think that, the Patriots definitely have the advantage right there because, they have a better offense and they have a pretty solid defense as well. So I think this should be another, good game, a confidence game for them. I ain't going to say a walk in the park because it's the NFL and they got a guy by the name of Myles Garrett over there that can change things up real quick. But they should win this game pretty convincingly, you know what I mean, if they continue to play together. But they can't continue to give up the big plays. And Cleveland, who is the threat? You ain't threatened by the quarterback because, hell, I'm going to say it. Shedeur should be given a chance to play. You know what I mean? They don't have any receivers. They don't have any damn receivers.
Started.
I think their best receiver is Jerry Jeudy, right?
Yeah.
And is he hurt? Shime, was he hurt?
At least Jerry Judy's hurt. Yeah.
Yeah. So
wait, hold on. Let me hold on. Let me ask, Greg. You don't like Shedeur? You don't think he should get a shot?
I don't know him personally.
I didn't say you don't think he should get a shot though.
Huh?
You don't think he should get a shot?
No, he was. He was not of interest to anybody in the league at all when it came to the draft. I mean, I think he's a bit of an issue maybe for a team. So I don't.
If anybody need a spark, look, we're sitting there talking about a guy that has not played yet because everyone wants to see him play. You at the lowly Cleveland Browns.
Define everyone whose last name is not Sanders who wants to see him play.
If you do a poll, why is we even talking about Cleveland at this point? Anyway, because of Shedeur Sanders. Because we're everybody waiting to see him play. You got a guy, Dylan Gabriel. Okay, right. You drafted him higher. Okay, you're giving him a shot. What has he done? Sometimes you just need a spark.
Right.
Let's see what he can do. You know what I mean? We all waiting to see it because hell, you can't deny what he's done in college. You can't deny that.
Right, but it feels like
he was winning.
It feels like the coach is not a huge fan of his, and so they're going to.
Well, why you draft him then?
Right.
I think it was the owner that rolled the dice on that one?
You could also do the conspiracy theories.
Well, no, I mean,
why would you draft a guy not and all this stuff, and then you don't play him? Then he's shown some success in the preseason,
right?
But the thing is, they need a spark. They don't have a quarterback.
Right.
You traded your starting quarterback within the division.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah,
Come on, man.
They know.
Was he really that great in college? Like I always hear that argument.
No, he's pretty good.
He was pretty damn good.
Yeah, he was pretty good.
He was in the finals for the Heisman.
But if you're talking about guys they drafted, the guy that's playing, they drafted in the same draft ahead of the person you want to play.
Yeah, and I think that's the coach's thing, which is Stefanski is the coach for Cleveland. I think he leans more towards Dylan Gabriel. So
you drafted him higher. You know, I get it. You have to do that, Wiggy. Hey, look, that's just business. You invested more in this guy. Let's see what he got. But at some point, you got to give a man a play because obviously this ain't the spark that's doing nothing for you because you're still losing. Right. So what do you got to lose? Put him in there. Hey, and if it works out, guess what's a cheap alternative because you ain't paying him a lot.
What round? He went in the 6th round. Like, am I?
I know quarterbacks are never good in that round.
I mean, I like. Are you complaining about other teams that aren't playing their 5th round picks at this point?
We talking about somebody that's losing like that. Look, who was the first pick? Look at Tennessee, and I know they got to be kicking themselves in the ass. You got Vrabel, you got the tight end Mawson, you got the other tight end getting sacks. Oh, I mean, I know they sick down there in Tennessee. Oh my goodness! But again, look at the first pick. He was because it's #1 pick.
Yeah, it don't look good.
It's not looking good.
Struggles down there.
I would also say, how good do you think Shedeur could be if he had Josh McDaniels as his coordinator? You never know.
I mean, I think a lot of that, your situation. Look, I mean, look at Daniel Jones now.
Right.
He looking like a Pro Bowler. He looking like a Pro Bowler right now. You know what I mean? So
All pro.
situation has a lot to do with it. I mean, your quarterback coach, your offensive coordinator. Sometimes a change of scenery is good. Cleveland needs a change of scenery. They need a change. Been needing a change of scenery for a long time.
Yeah, well, they need a whole new state.
Right.
Like they need that much of a change of scenery.
Well, no, they need a new coach, but I wonder if they'll roll the dice if, let's say they lose a couple of games, if they do roll the dice and put Shedeur in there, or they just ride it out with Dylan Gabriel.
Right, and it's like, look, Jackson Dart, they needed a spark. He
Yeah,
gave them a spark, even though they lost a big game. He's a young guy. Russell Wilson, he's the veteran. They needed a spark. They put him in there, and look at the team. So I'm just saying that I think that Shedeur Sanders has that same ability and that same aura around him that he's can. I think people get him and his dad mixed up a lot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's not Deion Sanders. No, he's not prime time. He's his own person, but I think he's confident in his abilities, and put him out there on the field. I think people will follow him. He can lead.
He's so confident in his own abilities that he is interviewing with football teams with his headphones on, with his beats on. So he doesn't have to listen to what anybody's saying to him during an interview. I mean, is that the kind of guy you want in your locker room?
Look, has anybody seen that? All that's hearsay.
That was fake news.
Huh?
Those were reports. It was like between that and
fake
him
news.
coming with like a big entourage.
Right.
Those were people didn't like that.
And we have the arrival this weekend with the Browns in town of Mary Kay Cabot, who Wiggy hates.
But see, you know what?
Yes.
Classless.
Yeah, well, you know what? We'll find out, because
Classless.
if the game gets away from Cleveland, maybe we see Shedeur this weekend.
You know what? But nobody talks about, unlike me, I'll talk about myself. I drank when I was rookie. He don't drink. Don't curse. Don't smoke. I didn't smoke back then. I'm just saying in general. When you talk about the headphones, Greg, you talk about the interviews, but you don't talk about the stuff that he's doing out there in the community, trying to get people together.
He's going to a lot of local football games.
He's doing a lot of stuff like that. So give him a chance to play some football.
He got railroaded. We all know he got railroaded.
Exactly.
He got railroaded?
Yeah, he should have been.
I hate this argument.
He should have been a top.
I'm in a fantastic mood today because I'm about to get on the Amtrak, but.
Where you going, Greg?
If the guy's a generational talent, why would they railroad him?
I mean, Greg.
He built a beautiful draft room for himself at his house when he didn't go to the draft like everybody else went to the draft. I mean, I give him that.
Not everybody went to the
People
draft.
do that all the time.
That was beautiful. That was
He
beautiful.
slipped.
They don't go
My
to the
guy
draft.
Drake Maye didn't do that. My guy Drake Maye was at the draft.
Right.
Greg, you're going on a railroad today.
He slipped out of the first round. Okay, and we're
Slipped out of the first round.
Yeah.
Nobody found him of interest until the clock was running out Sunday.
It didn't make sense. I mean, let's be honest. It didn't make sense that he should. I mean, we've been over this conversation. He probably should have been drafted in the top 3 rounds, but unfortunately,
I ain't say he had to be a top 10. They didn't see him worthy of that. But
what was his record last season in Colorado?
We can't do that. Drake May's record in college wasn't
What was
great.
his record?
I think they won like maybe 7 or 8 games. I think maybe.
They won more than that.
Or maybe they won 9 games.
Yeah, they won more than
Maybe
that.
might have been 9 games. But he was good in college. Like the fact, for whatever reason, that he didn't go in the first 3 rounds.
9-4, I believe.
9-4. Okay. So whatever the situation was, teams weren't taking this guy, and now he's just going to have to wait for his opportunity. And if he ever gets it, we'll see what happens, and then we'll be able to make a decision.
I'm just anti-Nepo, baby. All right.
Like Drake Maye was 8-5, and he never won a bowl game.
Yeah, but Shime identified his talent early on. High school.